Hey, hey, happy Friday. You know, when I go live on Facebook, I never actually know when I'm live. So I'm pretending as if I'm live now. I think I am. And I am simply hoping that you can all see me. And I hope that I see you. I'm going to make a quick little change here so that I can see who is commenting. And I do think I'm live. This is wonderful. Hey there. Happy Friday. It's Morgan with This Empowered Mom. And I am coming to you with a little bit of a different look that I normally do. And I want to talk to you about it because I am wearing spaghetti straps. And I don't know when the last time that I wore spaghetti straps is. When, I'll preface that, when I was not like going to a club or going to a wedding or some kind of dinner. And I was pondering this with my husband because I said something like, "Ooh, I feel so weird wearing spaghetti straps." And he said, "Why?" And I realized it's because I have been told and it's been ingrained in my head that spaghetti straps are too sexy. I mean, they were outlawed in school in our dress codes in elementary school, middle school, and high school. And I started to think about like that's kind of bullshit. I mean, I didn't just think that, but to think that we can't wear a tank top because we might distract somebody or keep somebody from doing their work or cause somebody to make some kind of advance on us is just out of control. So I'm bringing back spaghetti straps as a radicalized fight against dress codes that really are punitive towards women and not men, and because I think this dress is beautiful and I am wearing a dress. So that's my soapbox for today. And one more thing, can you imagine if there were rules for men that were similar? Like, oh, every man has to wear a shirt that is at least one size larger than their normal size because it's too distracting for us as women or men to see the outline of a man's body. I mean, I can't imagine anything more ridiculous. So here's a boundary I'm giving you today. I'm wearing spaghetti straps simply to sit in my home, to eat pizza in my front yard this afternoon to celebrate the last Friday of school, and to go visit one of my dearest friends and her new baby. So those are my three big to-dos for my lovely spaghetti straps. And now, on with the discussion that I promised you in my post. I want to talk about communicating boundaries. We had an awesome class on Wednesday. I was so happy to see many of you there and to know that you connected with the material. And one of the questions that came up was about boundaries. And do we and is it helpful to explicitly communicate our boundaries, especially with our kids? And my answer to that is a resounding yes. Because when we have boundaries and we haven't communicated them, that often causes resentment. Resentment from us and resentment from the people in our lives where we are drawing the boundary. And here is an example that I had this week with my daughter. Every morning, as part of my own self care, I get up earlier than anybody else in my house. I don't mind it. I like getting up early. I suppose that's how my circadian rhythms are programmed. And I wake up and I like to spend, usually, I think I get up about an hour and a half before anyone else in my house gets up. I use that time to go on a run, go on a walk, get ready for as long as I want to, and journal. And lately, I've been trying to write for 15 minutes because I am preparing to write a book. So, more on that in the future. Actually, I am writing a book, so that's why I'm writing for 15 minutes. And I set my timer and I write about anything. Sometimes I use a prompt, sometimes it's completely extemporaneous, sometimes I'm really heated about something and I need to process all my thoughts. And I like to do that for 15 minutes. So this week, I had just set my timer and I heard the little footsteps patter into my office where I was writing. And it was my oldest daughter. And I said, "Oh, hey, you're up early." And I could have done two things. I had two distinct thoughts at that moment. The first was, "Oh, she's in here. She's up. She probably wants to talk. Maybe I can just write later and hang out with her." Or the other thought was, "I really want to write. This is really important to me. This is my time. I've carved it out. I've put everything in motion and I want to write." And so I chose to go with my plan of writing. That was my boundary. I get up, I want to write for 15 minutes, I'm going to write for 15 minutes. So I communicated that to her. I said, "Oh, hi, sweetie, you're up early." Kind of like, "What are you doing?" And then she said, I know you get up, and so I've been setting my alarm earlier every day." How sweet. I said, "Well, thank you. It's so good to see you. I just set my timer, literally just set it for 15 minutes, and I'm going to use that time to write. You are welcome to stay in the room with me. You can write too if you want to. And I need it to be quiet because this is my quiet time for writing. And as soon as my timer goes off and I'm done, then I will spend time with you. Then it's your time in the morning and we'll get ready and we'll go to school." And that was that. She didn't cry. She didn't argue. Sometimes that happens. And then I am faced with another decision: keep my boundary, flex my boundary. But in this case, I kept my boundary. She checked in at about 6 minutes and said, "Has it been 15 minutes?" And I said, "Nope, I have 9 minutes left." And then she hung around for a little bit. She left, she got dressed, she came back, and I still got my writing time. I imagine that situation would have gone a little bit differently if I hadn't have communicated that boundary with her. So I do think it's important to communicate boundaries with our kids, especially because they are sponges and they are taking everything in and they are learning from us and we are teaching them how to treat us. So, what we talked about in the master class was, well, what about those evening boundaries and how do we explain those boundaries to our kids? You know, when they ask, like, "Well, why do you get to go out of the house at night and see your friends and I have to go to bed?" And we talked about using metaphors that will resonate with them. So, one way that you could communicate that is by saying, you know, see, just like when you see your friends and you have so much fun and you come home and you're energized and you have all of those memories, it works the same way for me. Seeing my friends and having that time to be me, Morgan, who has friends and who has other interests, fills me up too. And when I come home, I am charged and energized, and then I have more energy to put back into our family and you. Uh, the all of our kids have devices that they have to charge every day after school. So another metaphor that really connects with them is this idea of a battery. When your Chromebook battery is all the way down to zero, you can't use your Chromebook anymore. No matter how much you want to use it, it doesn't work. The battery is dead. And so we as humans are the same way. We have a battery, we have a charge. And if our battery gets too low, then we don't have anything left to give. No matter how much people want us to be able to give, no matter how much they want our undivided attention, there just isn't anything left. So, just like your Chromebook, I need to be charged too, and I need to be recharged. So, that time that I make for myself to have quiet alone time in the morning, that is the time where I am recharging my battery. The time after you go to bed and I am spending time with daddy, and maybe we're watching a movie and it doesn't seem fair that we get to watch a movie and you don't. That is our time to recharge our batteries so that we can get up in the morning and have energy to give to you, to give to our work, to give to the people who are depending on us, and to continue to give to ourselves. So, when it comes to communicating with your kids about boundaries, yes, do it. It will help them understand. You will be teaching them how to treat you, and you will also be modeling that you can have boundaries and finding metaphors that really connect with them, whether it is a soccer game and people subbing in and out, if it is the battery running low and there's no juice left, whatever it is, find something that connects with them. And definitely, I don't say definitely a lot, I say it now intentionally, definitely communicate those boundaries to them and have conversations about them so that they can learn and model the same thing in their life with their friends and family members and into perpetuity as they become leaders in this world. Message me, email me if you've got questions. I love talking about this, all of this. I love to jam about it. I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. So let's keep the conversation going. You know, you can find me here in this group. You can find me on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram. I've got email. I've got a phone. I've got it all. So I would love to hear from you. We will do another self-care masterclass. I've already got the wheels churning about some things that I would love to do with that material. That includes you. And on that, I'm going to go head out to visit little baby Eden. I can't wait to meet her and have some pizza in my front yard, and then get together and see some friends outside. And I can't wait to do that. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I will check in with you all soon. Set those boundaries and wear your spaghetti straps. Bye.